Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer finishes up our 6-point week. This is their Barrel Aged Righteous Ale. And what it says is a Barrel Aged Rye Beer. This thing comes in at a whopping 10.5%, I think. It doesn't have it on the front of the can that I see. It just says Barrel Aged Rye Ale. And as far as date, these numbers are so hard to read. Looks like it's January of 18. So, being a 10.5% rye ale, it's not a dark beer like a porter or a stout would be. So, to be honest with you guys, I don't know if it's going to be try to be a hop forward beer or how long it was in the barrels. We're going to find out here in just a minute what I am perceiving the beer to be. If it was canned in January, here it is, the 24th of April, so it's already 3 months old. So I don't know how long. I think the best before is like 5 next month. So we'll see if I can detect any kind of hop forwardness or anything on this beer, but it is a 10.5%er, so the alcohol content is going to keep this beer for a long time. But like I said, if they're intended to be a hop forward beer, I don't know how that would survive depending on how long they left it in the barrels. So we'll see what it brings to the table here in just a minute. The notes they sent me with on this one says this is a riff of 6 Points Righteous Ale, brewed to a higher gravity as a strong ale and then aged for several months in a blend of rye barrels from Woodford Reserve, which are awesome barrels, and bourbon barrels from Widow Jane. It says we sampled this thing over the course of months, and then when it came down, it actually did the final blending for both this and the Citrus Jammer over the course of 2 crazy days, scrutinizing dozens of blends to find the perfect beer. Careful, this one comes in at, this says 10.1%, but drinks insanely smooth. So they have it at 10.5% on Beer Advocate, and let's see what Untapped has for it. They have also 10.5%, so this one is 10.1 according to the letter here. They need to put that on the can so there's no question here, guys. Maybe they've done this before, I don't know. Maybe last year, or if they've done it was a 10.5%, but this, according to my letter, says it's 10.1%. So that's all we need to talk about. Don't have any other commercial description on this one here, guys. So it is time. Let's pop the top on this thing and get it into the glass. And while I am pouring this, I will tell you, cuisine is German. Cheese is pepper, Monterey pepper jack. It says here the meat is pork. Glass by the pint, Becker knife, tumbler, stain, cinder cylinder. I never use that glass anymore, guys. It pours 5 fingers ahead. It says here not recommended for extended cellarings. So I don't know what to tell you here, guys. It doesn't look like they're giving it a very long shelf life. That is if I'm looking at a 2018 instead of a 2019. But anyway, for a rye beer, I don't know what to tell you here, guys. Use your own judgment. About a quarter finger of head. It is a nice dark mahogany color. Looks very, very cloudy. I am getting a little light down through the thin part of this glass. Let's get it to the nose. I am getting some of the bourbon from the barrel aging. My roasted malt, caramel, toffee. A little bit of spiciness from the rye. Got a nice sweetness to the back end of it. Smells pretty good. I'm not getting any exceptional hop forwardness, and I don't see how that could survive barrel aging. Some say they can do that and still be hop forward. I've not had any experience with that. Usually if it goes in a barrel, you're going to lose the hoppiness that's actually in there, depending on how long they're going to leave it in the barrel. But anyway, it is what it is. So let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to all the guys and gals at SixPoint. Big beer. Definitely getting a nice barrel nose, some woodiness, a little bit of bourbon. Maybe a little bit of dark fruit in there too. Maybe some dates or figs, black molasses. What's standing out more to me than anything else is the spicy rye notes and the bourbon barrel notes. Fairly easy drinking for a 10%er now, guys. You might want to drink this one at home. Very nice lacing. It's already leaving on the glass from the sip or so I've already had. Big beer though. Big beer. It might sneak up on you, but it's got barrel age written on it, even though it doesn't have the ABV that I've seen on the front of the can like they typically do. I think they ought to put that on there so we'll know, especially if they've done it different years. And they usually do that. This batch they sent me this time, some of them had the IBUs and some of them did not. Some of them had the ABV and some of them do not. Some of them have all of that. I would like to see them continue doing that, putting the ABV, the IBUs, the canned on date, and the best before date or best by date, if they want to continue getting the awesome grades that I usually get these guys for doing and giving us that information. So don't shy away from that, SixPoint. Give us that information on there. I don't think you're going to use the same can over. Maybe that's what their intending is. They're going to use the same can, and then last year it was 10.5 and this one was 10.1. The reason that's why it doesn't have the ABV on there. Would like to see that. Go to the paper labels like you did on yesterday's beer. That way, if you do different years, you can use different labels, and you don't have to have a different can printed up. So, well, we're going to sip on this. It's right out of the fridge. Let her taste it, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Very tasty beer. Not outstanding to me or world class or anything, but I do think it's a well-made beer. Getting a very nice rye spicy notes on it. Now that it's come up to room temperature, it's very pleasant. Definitely getting the bourbon. Very nice beer. It is a very nice beer. I don't consider it a hop forward beer. Everything seems to be fairly balanced in the beer. Fairly easy drinking for a 10%er. I can't stress that enough. This will be one to have at home, guys. If you're drinking this out in a bar or a brew pub or whatever, make sure you have a designated driver, because one of these is enough to get you in trouble. So just remember that. I did enjoy this beer. I'm not sure this is something that I would want to pick up. I would be on the fence on that. I would be on the fence. Depending on the price of this, more than likely it's done in a 4-pack instead of a 6-pack, being a 10%. And it would depend on the price of the beer. Definitely not a hop forward beer, guys. A nice rye barrel aged beer. So that's where we're going to leave it. Final chug on this. Very nice. It's almost got like a barley wine aroma on the back end here. Very nice sweetness to it. very well done. Absolutely well done. To me, guys, A minus for me, guys. 90 is where I'm going to put this. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 4.11. That's also in their A minus range, as far as I can tell. And Untapped has it at 3.96, borderline between the B plus and the A minus also. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say that's A minus all the way around. Very tasty beer. A very nice beer for a 10%. The barrel aging, the bourbon is not off the chain or anything. It seems to be very balanced beer. So, with that being said, if you've had the barrel aged Righteous Ale from SixPoint, let me know what you think, guys. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.